So, hello and welcome to today's Lunch and Learn session. Today we have Frank Lanelia. Hopefully, I've said that right. Join us to showcase Canyou. Let me tell you just a little bit about Canyou. It's an easy way to collect forms, licenses, certificates, and training docs from client businesses. Store them in one place and sync them to your existing app stack. So, I'd like to hand over to you, Frank.
Thank you, Heather. Thanks very much for the opportunity. Very excited to be able to present to everyone today. Hopefully, everyone can get a little bit of value out of what I'll present. So I've actually prepared some slides for today, so I can hop in and start sharing those. I've got a demo prepared as well, so once we get through the slides, I can hop over to the demo and show everyone how Canyou works, and then following that, we can do some Q&A. So that sounds good. I'll hop over to the slides. I'll start sharing my screen. Okay, so everyone can see that. Canyou. Great. So what is Canyou? So reading straight off the slides here, it's compliance, training, and procedures for a business team, secured in one place and automated. So what's the problem? So everyone's quite aware of this, I'm sure. Onboarding and maintaining employees is hard. Typically, when we are onboarding and maintaining our employee information, it'll look something like this. So we might have to collect some personal information from that employee, maybe a tax file number declaration, maybe a standard super choice form, bank account number. Maybe we need to provide them with some info, casual info statement, fair work statement. Maybe there's some sign off that needs to happen. So an employment contract, a safety policy, maybe there's some training that needs to happen. We need to collect records. Maybe there's records to be collected. So maybe there's a driver's license, maybe a vaccination record. And once we've collected and collated all that information, then we need to put it into our time and attendance system, whatever time and attendance system we might be using, and also into our accounting app. So whatever accounting app that we will be using to do our payroll through, we would typically set everything up there and then monitor and maintain all this information going forward. So what we do is we automate that whole process from beginning to end. So we have a QR code, which typically lives at the business. A new employee can scan that QR code and it will direct them to the Canyou app, and they can do this all on their own device, any device that they own. It'll log them in, it will prompt them what they need to do, and it'll take them through step by step so that all the information that the bookkeeper and the business needs to get that employee ready to work will be validated, verified, and added to the system. And then moving forward from that, monitor and maintain it as well. So keep track of notifications when things are falling due and notify the relevant people. So how do we do it? So we've broken the platform into three distinct kind of areas. We have standardized tasks. So the things that are standard for Australian businesses, we've standardized those. So TFND, super choice, bank account, we can collect all of that data in a standard form and then push it into our apps as we need to. We also have custom tasks. So if there's a task that the business needs to complete, which is specific and unique to that business, we can cater for that. So if there's a form that we need to fill in, maybe there's some medical information that we specifically need, we can request that. If there's a specific document we need from an employee, maybe like a vaccination record, all that's coming about recently, we can ask them to upload their own vaccination record. And e-signatures as well. If there's a document that we need someone to e-sign, we can get that e-sign. Then we have our integration. So capturing all that data and pushing it into Deputy, pushing it into Xero, and more integrations on the way soon. So what it really works well for is onboarding employees from one platform. So the way we've set it up is that accountants and bookkeepers can have their own profile, and from their profile, they link all their own clients to the Canyou app. So they can have one standardized process to collect all this information from all of their client employees. Works really well for monitoring qualifications. So any licenses and certificates that a business needs to monitor and maintain, it can keep track of all those and notify the relevant people. And it works really great for keeping it all secure. So we have two-factor authentication when there's secure areas of the platform, such as the tax file number being shown. We two-factor authenticate via SMS to ensure that that's always safe and secure. So what we don't do is we don't do anything to do with calculating pay rates and awards. So there's a lot of great platforms that are out there already which are doing that. So we don't move into that space at all. We don't do time and attendance. So same thing, there's already great apps in the marketplace that do time and attendance very well. So we have stayed away from that, and invoicing as well. So we don't capture any invoices. We don't push any invoices across into any of our apps that we integrate with. So what do we integrate with? So at the moment, Deputy and Xero. We've got more on the way, but they're the two main ones that we're using at the moment. The typical app stack. So at the moment, we are pushing all of our data into Xero. So this is the typical kind of setup that our users have at the moment. It's the basic employee information, all the details from a tax file number declaration, standard super choice form, and a bank account can be collected and pushed across into Xero. So for today's demo, what I wanted to do was set up a brand new client from scratch. So as an accountant or bookkeeper, I'll show everyone how to set up a client, and once we set that client up, we'll create a lean onboarding workflow. So we're going to do tax file number declaration, super choice, bank account, and get it into Xero. And then after that, we've got time. I'll show everyone what a real business looks like, one that I've set up previously. So if that all is cool, I will swap over to the demo now. Okay, so this is the Canyou app. I'm logged in. Up here, you can see I'm working under Frank's bookkeeping. This box up here has all my clients. So as a bookkeeper, I'll have a list here of all my existing clients. When I need to add a new client, I click here, I click add a business. I come in here and I add a business name. So I can go John's Pizza. And I need to get fake ABN. Oops, let's call it Steve's Pizza. Okay, excellent. So now as a bookkeeper, I've set up my client Steve's Pizza, and what I'm going to do now is set up an onboarding workflow for his employees. So first step is I go to workflows, click create. I'm going to call it payroll workflow. And what we have here is our series of tasks. So within our workflows, we create tasks that we would like our employees to complete along the way. So we have our predefined ones here, as I showed earlier. We have the tax file number, super, nominate bank account, but we can do customized tasks as well. I'm not going to go into that on the demo today, but that is there as well. So I'll just show now, we click the tax file number declaration. There's a digitized version of the Australian Tax Office's tax file number declaration. So we add that to our workflow. Also add the standard super choice. I need to nominate a fund. So I'm going to nominate, for this business, I'm going to say Australian Super is the nominated fund. I'm going to also ask for a bank account. And I'm also going to sync into Xero. Perfect. So our workflow is created. So that's all the steps involved to create a new client and create this payroll workflow. So the next step would be to add a position. So what we need to do is we come to our positions, we say create, and it's a pizza shop. So they're probably going to have delivery drivers. So let's create a delivery driver position. create. Now, once we create our positions, we can assign all the workflows relevant to that position. So I'm going to say that every delivery driver needs to do a payroll workflow. And we also have this idea of required certifications. So delivery driver probably needs a driver's license. So I'm going to set that up now. So I'll just go to certificates. I'm going to go create. And we've got some pre-built ones here, driver's license. I'm going to say I want notifications 30 days before my licenses expire. Perfect. So I've created that. Go back to my driver. I'll assign that now. So as you can see, we're starting to build out all the requirements for everyone who's of this position. So all we need to do now is invite our delivery drivers into the platform. So the way we do that is in our users page, we have two ways. Like I mentioned before, we have the QR code. So we can print this out. We can download this. We normally get our customers to laminate this and put it in their office or somewhere on the site, on the premises. Whenever a new employee starts, they can scan this and it will take them through that payroll workflow. Alternatively, if we know who they are, we can go here, we can go add user, we can put their email, give a name, select their position and click add. And then that employee will get an email which will grant them access to the platform. So everyone wants to see what that looks like. I've got it ready to go. So everyone can see that. This is a mobile device. So logged in now as a delivery driver working for John's Pizza in this case. So when they get to the dashboard, they can see that they've got two action items that need to be completed. So if we click on the first one, first step is it asks them to two-factor authenticate. So I just need to send myself a message now. Contact number. Okay. So I should get a text message any second now. Perfect. Okay. So for my tax file number, I'll put in some weird number. I go to the bottom. I try to sign this. I'm going to get errors. So before an employee can move forward, this has to be validated. So even if we go to 9 digits, we're still validating to make sure that it actually passes the ATO's PFN algorithm. So the whole idea is that this whole form would be checked and validated before they can move on. And same with our super choice form. So if we look down here, the employee can nominate their own super fund. If they do choose their own, they have to search from our pre-defined list. So I can start searching. I choose a fund. It populates with the correct ABN and the correct USI number. So there's no errors there with, super numbers bouncing back months later because someone's accidentally keyed a wrong number. So once that's all completed, the bookkeeper would get a notification, or payroll officer, accountant, whoever's in charge of handling this whole process. And it would look like this. I'll just flick over because I have prepared it earlier. Okay, so this is a delivery driver that I prepared earlier. We can look at this payroll workflow and we can do our spot checks. So I need to verify again. So we can do our spot checks. Does this look like a accurate tax file number? Yes, it does. Super choice, does that look good? Nominate bank account, does that look good? So the final step in this workflow is syncing into Xero. So if I go sync into Xero, we can see here we've got the option to create a new employee, or we can sync it to existing employees. And we've got the option to sync the tax deck and sync super. So if I click that, hopefully fingers crossed if nothing breaks. Yes, it works. Okay, great. So that all gets pushed across into Xero. So quite easy to capture all that information. So as you can see there, I think that took us 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And we've got a new client in the system and we've securely collected that employee's information. If we want to review information from our employees, we've got the green tick there. So in this example previously, I uploaded the driver's license as well. So when we need to review those driver's licenses, they're all here. We can review those on the platform. And these all get notified. So if I put a date in for my driver's license, for example, this one expires in 2021, I'll get notifications. So it's really great for people who have large amounts of licenses, maybe childcare centres, trades who need to manage all of those. It's very easy for them. So whoever's in charge of this system can upload more certifications here. They can also upload any kind of documents. So we have document storage here against the employee's profile as well. So that can all be uploaded. We look at our certifications. We can see here we've got the people in the system who have those specific certifications. So it's managing and maintaining all of that as well. So that's what I had to show for the lean onboarding. If we go across and I'll show everyone now what a real business might look like. This is a test account for a faux real business that I set up for someone else, but it's all fake data, but just to give everyone an idea of what we set up for people. So if I go into my workflows, we can see here, we do have all those basic pieces of information that we needed and we set up earlier. So bank details, super choice, tax file number declaration is all here as well. But because this is a logistics company, they had a whole heap of requirements around what they need to maintain for their truck drivers. So they needed medical history, for example. So they actually needed their drivers to go to a doctor and get a medical report. So I think it's under driver's health. Yeah. So there was a questionnaire. The driver took it to the doctor. The doctor would fill in the form, and then the driver has the ability to actually upload that questionnaire to the platform. So it's very easy to build out a requirement and let the employee go on their own path and get it all done and upload it in a self-service kind of way. There was a driver's health questionnaire as well. So we can view those documents here. They all appear on the platform. So this is the one that they get filled out. We look at as well the custom forms. So we do have custom forms. And in this case, they needed to ask just some general medical questions because they were operating heavy machinery. So do you have diabetes? And please outline your medical history. So any unique business requirement can be handled in the platform. So we've tried to make it as flexible as possible to be able to handle for all these edge cases, depending on specific businesses. Once we've got all that set up, we can actually track who has signed what pieces of information. So if I go back to my users, we're looking at Pete. In this case, we had a drug and alcohol policy. We can see it here on the platform. We've got a drug and alcohol policy. We can check the access history. So we can see here who's actually viewed this document. And we can see here, okay, great. On the 1st of September, it was actually electronically signed by Peter Lindy. So if we ever need to have that audit trail, if someone comes to us and says, okay, was a drug and alcohol policy actually signed? Well, yes, it was. We've got that proof here. We can download this document as well. So we can go here, we can download it. There it is there. So we can see here, we've got an electronically signed copy, signed by Pete, and there's the actual document itself. So we can provide that as a piece of information if it's ever requested from the business. There is more. I'll go back to workflows. So obviously we have the deputy sync as well. So the deputy sync works pretty much the same as the Xero sync. All that employee information that we capture, a single click, and it'll push it across into anyone's relevant deputy file, and it will invite that user as well to the deputy platform. So I'll probably wrap up the demo there, considering the time, but I've tried to show as much of what the platform does as I could. But I suppose if there's any questions there, if I haven't touched on anything enough, love to hear them and hear the feedback from everyone.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Frank, for that demonstration. Did you have any questions there, Nicole?
I do have a question. You mentioned that you were able to upload documents from the employee. Xero doesn't have a really good document management for employees at the moment. So I'm wondering if they have medical certificates for their sick leave, can that be uploaded here?
Most definitely. Yep, most definitely can. So you would come to the user's profile here. You could choose any of your employees. You can upload the documents here. If you wanted to upload them yourself, if you wanted your employee to upload a document, you would assign them a workflow. They'd receive an email to say, hey, can you please upload this document that you need? And they can actually snap it from their phone. So if they've got it in front of them, they can snap it and it'll upload it straight away. Or they can use their computer at home if they want to upload it. So most definitely, yeah.
Excellent. And I'm also assuming that you could put in control letters as well. If you had to give them a disciplinary letter for turning up late or what have you, that could also be uploaded.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Could you talk to, and I'm not sure, but I imagine there is a lot of security around them uploading medical information like what Nicole was asking you for. Could you talk to the security aspect over the information?
100%. So we comply with all the Australian Privacy Act in terms of security. There is a clause for employers in terms of what they're actually allowed to save in relation to their employees. So employers have a different set of requirements and what they are and aren't allowed to do. So from our perspective, from the platform's perspective, we make sure that everything is saved and secured in Australia. So we use Australian data warehouses. We don't on-sell any of this data to anyone. So the data belongs to the employer or whoever owns the account. And we follow all the regulations that have been advised by DSP ANZ, the digital service providers, ANZ. We're following all of those regulations and guidelines and all the other ones that obviously to be a Xero partner, you have to comply with a whole host of regulations as well. So everything's secured over transmission. We've tried to keep, we're definitely keeping that at the forefront of the considerations when building this platform, making it as secure as possible. And everything is encrypted at rest as well. So all the data is safe and secure.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that, because I'm sure that will be a question that clients will be asking. Now, to people who are listening in or watching, you're welcome to turn on your camera and ask the question, or if you pop it in the chat area, I will ask Frank the question. Oh, and it looks like Melinda's joining us. Hello, Melinda.
Hi, Heather. How are you going?
Good, thank you.
It's good. Frank, I was just wondering, the phone devices the staff are using, is that compatible across iPhones, Android, whatever?
Most definitely, yeah. So because it is all browser-based, any phone which is up to date in terms of security requirements, so we don't support outdated security, but Chrome, Safari, Firefox will all work with the platform. So any phone, any tablet, any device that has a browser, it'll work.
And what about, I know you've got Xero compatibility at the moment. Is there any thoughts about pushing that across to MyHub as well?
Yep. So we signed up to be a MyHub partner a couple of weeks back. So the integration is on the roadmap. It is happening. We build whatever our users want first. So if someone comes to us and says, hey, we need MyHub ASAP, then we do that first. So all the integrations will be driven by whatever our users want.
Yeah. Okay. And another question, I think you did touch on it, but I might have missed it. Documents that need renewing every 12 months, like your work, say like your diversity policies or health checks or something like that. So is there like a reminder system that comes up?
So our reminder system at the moment is only scoped to certifications. So anything which is a license or certificate will be reminded on. We do have that functionality on the roadmap as well to have reminders against policies that need to be updated. Maybe another one that someone's asked us for is to monitor people's birthdays for junior staff when they move from 17 to 18 to 19, getting a reminder for that. So it's definitely on the roadmap. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No, thank you for that.
Thanks for the question.
Thank you for joining us, Melinda. Now, Nicole, do you have another question for us?
Of course. What about contractors? Can we force them? Can we ask them very politely to maybe use this system as well so that we can get their licenses or what have you?
Yeah. So we have people now. I've actually got a construction company in Canberra who uses it for his subcontractors. So he uses it twofold. Any inductions, site inductions, he gets all the new subcontractors to scan the QR. Any other requirements in terms of insurance, ABN numbers, all that kind of stuff. He's got his own custom workflows where we collect all that information. Someone did ask me, could we push that into Xero as a new contact? I mean, we probably could. We would have to think about it if there's enough demand out there. I'm not sure, but in terms of just collecting everything from the subcontractor, we most definitely can do it with what we have now.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Frank and Nicole. In terms of the notifications, can you talk to them? Whereabouts do we physically receive them and who gets them? Is it the accountant? Is the business owner? Is it the bookkeeper? Who's getting those notifications?
Yep. So we have a concept of administrators on the platform. So whoever is an administrator will receive notifications. At the moment, it is an email notification. So you get an email into your inbox when you have some action that's required or when your license or certificate is expiring. You'll also get it in the platform itself as well. So we have like a notifications box here, which will pop up. So if you're in here working, you'll get notifications as you work, and little posts will pop up as well. So if someone's joined, you need to action this, whatever the case may be, you'll get those notifications in platform.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. Where did the name come from?
Well, we actually thought long and hard about the name, me and my co-founders. And what we kind of thought was when you, this idea of getting people to do things in an office seemed to pop up all the time. So like, can you help me with my onboarding? Can you help me with my inductions? Can you do X, Y, Z? And it just kept coming up all the time. So that's where the idea kind of came about. Like, can you do X, Y, Z? In terms of workflows, capturing all that kind of information, that's what we're trying to hone in on, that idea of, helping people get the job done.
Fair enough. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
We have a few international attendees today. So how does it work for international? And I know that you've talked about integration, but I presume you're meaning Xero Australian payroll. What is the international scoping of this like?
So we're fully focused on Australia at the moment. Obviously, Xero is worldwide. If there is people out there and they think that there's a use case for them, love to hear from them. And we could work out what they would actually need to get the value in their own specific use case. We're always keen to hear from users. So if someone's working anywhere in the world and they need our platform, then yeah, I'd love to chat with them. And if it's not doing what it needs to, I'm sure we can get it there for them.
Yeah. Look, it's interesting because to a naive non-developer person, it looks like you're pulling sort of a lot of blocks together. So it looks like it could easily roll out to different areas, and that they would go, okay, this is the block of information that I need here, etc. And I know that I believe we have people from Barbados on the call, and I know one of the issues in some of those countries is documents fade very quickly due to the humidity. So as much as we can help them get digital is a good thing. Now, one of the things that most excited people was your fake ABN site.
Oh,
so
okay.
Can you flick to the fake ABN site so we can just look at it?
Yeah.
Look at that. So
Yeah.
how does this work?
So this a software developer has published this just to generate random ABNs that actually pass the algorithm test. So if people just Google fake ABN, and there's fake TFN as well for all the people out there who love their TFNs. Fake a TFN number. Yeah. And so the same developer. So yeah, the ATO publishes the algorithms for ABN, TFN. So someone's been nice enough to make this for us. Yeah, you copy paste them anywhere you want.
Yeah, no, that's kind of an interesting. Some people said their mind was blown by that. So it's always good to
hear.
It's always good to learn these different things that we don't actually expect to learn. Does anyone else have any questions? So someone has commented. Oh, we've got Melinda again. Melinda.
Sorry, Frank, what was your website? Is it canyou.com.au?
That's the one. Yes.
Yeah.
And
we're not ranking that great on Google at the moment, so you have to probably go straight to our site. We're working on SEO.
Someone's commented that it's very handy when you're studying. I've used them a lot. Okay. Sorry, those sites. That's what I was talking about. Now, someone has also asked about pricing. Is that something you'd like to talk to, Frank, or would you?
Yeah, I'd love to. Yep.
Okay,
so
there you go for that.
I've got on the slides here somewhere.
Have you found the site, Melinda? Maybe we can put. I'll go and try and find the site. I think I have it here. I'm going to put it into the chat area.
In the chat, that'd be lovely. Yeah.
Yeah, I can get the app part of it up and running, but it's not. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Heather.
Oh, there's someone. Nicole's done it. She's faster than me.
So in terms of pricing, we have a special offer for accountants, bookkeepers, and financial advisors. They can join the partnership program. It's $39 a month, and that gives you access for 10 of your client businesses. Every client that you add after that is $3.90 per business. Unlimited employees, unlimited workflows, secure TFN transfer, unlimited document storage, business hours, phone support. I'll give you my phone number. You ring me whenever you want. And
we've already got your phone number. You typed it in a number of times.
Yeah, that was intentional. Yeah, so anyone who wants to ring me and talk about stuff, I love all this, the whole ecosystem. So be keen to hear. I know the cogs start turning when I show people like what we do. So I'd love to hear if people want any help or have ideas for how this could help them more.
That seems like a really reasonable pricing, especially for the partners who have a lot of clients with a large workforce on board. That looks like something that could really help them out. Now, we have had another question. Michelle, do you want to join us, or I'm just going to ask it? Okay, looks like I'm going to ask it. Does it integrate with the different pay calendars in Xero?
We do not push anything into the pay calendars of Xero. So our scope for Xero is limited to tax file number, all the information that comes from the tax file number declaration, the super choice form. So we actually set up super choice. Whichever fund an employee chooses, we go into the settings and make sure that the business has that set up and set that up for them. And obviously that basic employee profile with the bank account. Everything outside of that, we would handle as a custom workflow, and it would be up to the bookkeeper, accountant, payroll officer to manually transcribe that information when they're setting up the payroll.
Okay, hopefully that's answered your question there, Michelle. Carla has asked if your solution can be white labeled.
People have been asking for that too. So, I mean, it probably wouldn't be hard for us to add some kind of logo and branding for an accounting firm, bookkeeping practice, whatever the case may be. If people need that, just let us know. People have been asking for it bit by bit, but if it's something that people really need, then we probably move it forward in the roadmap.
Excellent, excellent. Chris, you've just joined us. Did you have any questions for Frank?
No, I lost track of time and I didn't realise it was 12:35. So I'll watch the replay.
You can watch the replay, and I'm sure you'll be able to contact Frank that way. Okay. Does anyone have any other questions? If not, Frank, how can people get in contact with you? I'm not sure if that's your form or. So there are all the contact details to get in contact with Frank. And for those who have attended, he has wisely popped in a feedback and contact form that you can click through and contact. And it looks like you've got a website there, a mobile number there, and is that a Twitter? We contacted you on Twitter.
That's an Instagram.
Oh, that's on Instagram. Okay, that's for the people on Insta.
Probably the wrong one. I think the Twitter one's the same anyway. If anyone wants to send us a message on Twitter,
so they can DM you on Twitter or on Instagram.
Yeah,
but they can't TikTok you.
Oh, we've got a TikTok too. No, I'm joking. Watch this space, maybe. I don't know.
No, awesome, awesome. Okay. Oh, well, thank you so much. If no one has any other questions, and just like to thank you so much for sharing all this information and this Canyou solution with us, Frank.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate everyone coming, and thanks for the questions.